Hey everybody, it's Mojo Wolf. Today I'm going to continue my series of game reviews. This time we're doing things similar to Astro's Playroom review from the past couple weeks. I want to cover the main points of what this game has to offer and then tell you all what makes this game unique and ultimately if I approve it or not. So let's begin. Stray was a game that released in the summer of 2022, just a couple of months ago in fact. It's a game that can be played both on PlayStation 4 and PS5, and if you have the PlayStation Plus subscription, you can play the game as part of your subscription. Kind of redundant there, but that's how I wrote it. In fact, that's how I got to try out this game. I remember seeing previews of this game on the internet when it was first being announced. And I thought it would be an interesting combination of two things I like, platforming and the cyberpunk type of dystopia that they did so well. This game's another one of those short and sweet adventures. I think it took me roughly 4 hours to play through the game. I played the first hour or so on a stream and the rest I played on my own. When I do the Let's Try It games, I like doing those near the start so that you don't get a lot of the game spoiled like I've kind of been doing. So in total it was like 2 evenings of gameplay. It's one of those games that had me hooked and wanting to play and just keep going and going. These days it's hard to get me hooked like that, to be honest. Stray starts off with you playing as a cat getting separated from your pack. You get trapped in an underground city as a result. As you navigate the dystopian city, you quickly realize that there are no humans, only robots, and they have personalities like humans, and you have these little creatures that like leech onto you and kind of suck your life force. I don't know, that sounds so awkward and wrong, but there's no other way to describe it. They're like the main enemies of the game. Stray, we'll call the cat Stray for review purposes, starts asking around and finds a little drone that basically becomes its companion. The drone and Stray have the same goal of escaping the city to get back to the outside. The whole idea of the game is that you jump around like a platformer and explore different places and do fetch quests for different robots. There's like a loose organization of robots that want to escape as well, so you're trying to find each of them and they all kind of give you something to help the cause and get the same goal everybody wants, right? It's escaping. There's a bit of puzzle solving in this game, mostly simple challenges of navigating around like the little leech creatures because they're so quick without dying, or figuring out how to get people what they need for their quest. You know, for example, one person will tell you they're too cold to program your drone for you. They're sitting there shivering. So you end up finding another robot that's a seamstress kind of outside the building, and she needs some electrical cable for whatever reason so she can make you a blanket. There's your quest. So you'll find a guy in the alley that has electrical cable, but he wants some energy drinks. There's another quest. So you have to go to the vending machines and collect, like, I think 3 energy drinks. And then you work your way back and eventually get the cables from the guy, and then you get the blanket from the seamstress. Then you give it to the first character that started all this and get your drone programmed. I kind of had to give like a non-spoiler example of how these quests work for the review. Once you hit that point in the game, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. A great feature I utilized for this game, much like Astro's Playroom, was the hint you get from PlayStation Plus. Only needed it a couple times, but was able to point me in the right direction without necessarily spoiling anything for me. The story's quite interesting. You can find things around the different levels to get your drone companion to remember his past. Ultimately, this pieces the story together and you get to figure out why everything's closed down and underground. Plus, you find out what happened to the humans. I won't say more without spoiling, but I thought the story had a satisfying ending, and there's a brief moment to where they leave the door open to expand if they so wish, and if Sony demands. I'm just kidding. I like when games tell a complete story, but leave a door open, because if you have a one-hit wonder game, the story's told. In contrast, your game might turn out to be a hit and people want more. You as a creator have a way to continue the story. Considering everything I've mentioned already, Stray was a great game, and I'm glad I got to play it through PlayStation Plus. I think the service is great for games like these because it gets people exposed to a more lesser-known game like Stray, and the developers can gauge interest for future titles and maybe make it more full-fledged. I like to see what the developers do next after Stray, and I couldn't recommend this game enough. It's a nice detour from your list of games, your backlog of games that get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's something you can complete over a weekend. Also, it's relaxing and it's not going to stress you out. So, without further ado, thanks for checking out this review and be on the lookout for the next game I complete. So long, Mojo Wolf signing out.